We talking 2D?
Let's talk IT witch Maria.
Oh, you want to go? We want to finally talk about her? Well, I didn't know you had that kind of other interest. Huh? Oh, so you know nothing about it and you want me to tell you everything. Man. Well, the franchise has a pretty long history and a bunch of different versions. The anime alone has the OVA movie, and they're airing the second season right now. They each have the same theme, but different appeal. If you want the whole thing from the beginning, we're going to be here for a while. You got time for that today?
Make it short.
Make it short, huh? All right. I'll try to sum it up and not trying to lose the charm of all of it. Here we go. The name IT Witch might give you the wrong idea, so let me sum it up to what makes sense. It's about a girl named Maria Ichia, whose family is a bloodline full of witches, but magic doesn't do much in the modern times, so they don't use it much. She mostly takes after her dad, who is a genius engineer, so the magic she does in Av is all about IT. She mostly fixes PCs across the internet. There's a bunch of little details, but the important thing is her main power, which is to protect her mind into the cyberspace. And when needs cyberspace, she's a plain girl with glasses, but when she goes to the cyberspace, her braided pigtails comes undone, and then she turns into this cute magical girl. You know, when the girl takes off the glasses, they turn into supermodels just like that. Yeah, same thing pretty much. So she wears these baggy clothes most of the time, but when she transforms, you can see her boobs. And in the anime, they just bounce. I mean, bounce. It's so hot. Sometimes they end up getting stuck to her chest. It's awesome. I mean, it's happening in cyberspace, but so it's just animation. But still, oh right. Sorry, so at the beginning, Maria's dad had disappeared a while back. She spent a lot of her school career like a super poor loan sharks all over the place. Family split apart. I mean, technically, she lives with her mom, but still, she ends up with pretty much separated family. But anyway, she's got to pay the bills, so she digs up a bunch of piece parts from out of the trash and builds her own machine. Oh, and she uses her powers to write software and sells it to the streets. It's really sad because once you're a pretty girl who graduated, and now she's barely getting by. Plus, at night, she sleeps in the park in a cardboard box. She's basically a homeless magical girl. Seriously, and there's nothing IT witch about it. But anyway, back to the story. So the animated for the OVA checks out. It's got a different feel than the rest, but it's charming for sure. It makes you want to be a big hug. You know what that big pillow definitely read the viewers' minds, because they just remember the pillow when she gets homeless. It's not even a limited edition, so you can still buy one. I'm still sure they still sell it around here. Stick around and I'll tell you later on. So anyway, back on pretty. There's this PC repair called the Hatara PC Cop. So the guy in charge, he's got the takes you Maria, and then he lives in the work and hard while she's doing her studies. So that's where the main story starts, you know, in the anime. So that's kind of weird setup, right? So the reason for all that, it's written all over the fact that you see at the start, it's supposed to be this little comic for this one little PC magazine, just two little pages, and then issue black and white. And she was gonna have a witch outfit from the start originally. And not that I know much about the industry, but apparently the culture is really being biting and sarcastic. And the IT, Maria is really much weighted. The strip got a fire to the pride of the sand spheres. The big sister, then she decided to hit the moe up and then get her all pure-hearted. Now he had it into mind, but that's how it took off. Incidentally, I ironically say like the strip before it was cool, just saying. So thanks to the fan art series, mostly the sites blew up, and then it went from 2 pages in black and white to a 4-page colored manga. He stopped writing about current events and more about the character interactions and more other moe stuff. And that's how the trouble got started. See, the artist didn't like drawing moe in manga, and it took a huge toll on him physically and mentally. You could tell. When he went to 4 pages, the art took a nosedive. But sometimes he would show him up in the series, he'd smack Maria with the paper fan and get her going. It's all your fault! Usually right in the middle of Super Party Pants. So yeah, that pretty much sucks. After the whole people talked about ironic, Unity started trending on big sites. The other had stress built up by them, and he took long breaks. The editing department went off about canceling the strip, saw that as a huge cult following, and then he didn't want to waste that, so they came up with this plan to hand off the series to a different artist, Takashi Yamane. Funny story to the original author. It's credited to the original creator, but he was still full-on done with it by then. Even build up, it was just sitting around playing games and royalty checks. It got to be an issue, so let's say that. So the recap, the original author was Kazumazuma Yatahara. They brought it to the Takashi Yamane. His Yamatane version and Yanami version were 2 different things, and yes, that is the Yatanara's veins on the Hatara PC house, but he'd been ducking himself into the story from the start. This kind of thing he did, like, he always felt like that was part of the cast. In the old days, even before he burned out the character, he stuck to Maria the paper fan and messed up. But even when he did that, Maria was always looked up to him and selfless like that. For the fans, that just made her even more charming. Now, Yamane has this moe manga artist to begin with. He made it look cuter and finally started building up a story. Of course, you gotta have a huge setting for a story. Fleshed out the backstory I was telling you about. It doesn't always square with the original version, but you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Then came the anime. That's when the story really talked. If you're wondering, no, Yatare didn't have a single thing to do with the anime. The manga version's more about Maria's daily life, but the anime version is all about these intense, cyber-intense battles. Basically, it kicks off when someone brings the PC infected into a new kind of virus Maria can't fix normally, so uses her magic powers to dive in and fight the viruses face to face. The viruses somehow look like monsters. Maria's magic uses them to look like laser beams. You can imagine how the viruses look. This is really one cool scene where the virus starts to mutate, so Maria creates this antivirus armor and spreads it through its cyberspace with her magic. The whole scene's full CG, but it looks gorgeous. And then Nami Ayara. She's like this really skilled hacker who made the virus. She starts targeting Mario personally. That is the twist until Nami's actually Mario's best girl friends. They're not fighting. Mario's poor, has a strong sense of justice. Nami's rich, does whatever she likes. They're best friends, so they are arch rivals in the cyberspace, and it's weird. And Nami's got this whole technology wizard, but it's not matched. She goes online with the regular PC, but decided to bring it to herself, and it makes an avatar and fight Mario in cyberspace in that way. And of course, neither of them knows who the other is in real life. See, Nami wants to prove that she can crack Mario's PC, not knowing it's technically Mario's mental state. So they keep having these digital battles all over these hackers watching it in real time. And that's the cool thing about this series. You know, like fight scenes, there's like commentator. Oh, yeah, like she's using the blah 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 technique, which negates the opponent's attacks. Oh, amazing. Never seen that move before. Yeah, so about a bunch of hackers around the world just start yelling and screaming their monitors all the time. But whenever a custom, you see it's like you know what Mario's magic looks like in lasers and shit. Yeah, that's just what it looks like to her, and the anime's covered. And at least but the hackers, they see a bunch of numbers and letters, you know, like a code, and it's just flying across the screen like a mile a minute. All the hackers know what it means. It's basically commentating the whole time. I just like that way in shows and all that. And yeah, sometimes the show gets a little heavy-handed with all the rules and a little fuzzy, but you know what? That's a fun show. Don't spend all the small stuff, right? So over the course of the series, their battles led to this mysterious girl, the host. They're using this program Mario's father created to create this chaos happening. Mario has to go find out about her father, and Nami goes after them because she's actually good at heart, but she doesn't know what they're doing, so they sort of team up. The anime first season has a god-tier ending, which serious, I couldn't stop crying it over me, I'll admit it. Let's see what happens. And in fight her against the host, all these people start locked in the building and couldn't get the out, and the host has to set it so that if anyone such a system down, those people all be danger. Mario could set the system out anyways, because her powers are type of machine she used to jump at the cyberstation, and she built the Yatara Piazzi isn't up to fighting host army. But you guessed it, Nami shows up and she uses all the power to buy some Maria systems so she can leave her up and hurry to this research at the Cyan Tava. Somewhere they have this giant supercomputer. Plus all her friends and customers joining her online. So with all that, the power of Japan's high-spec PC on Project Magic, she comes at the final showdown with the host. Man, it's amazing. When they talk about the art history, they talk about that. But you know what happens, huh? You want to know what happens to Mario's dad as part of the host? Well, you're going to have to watch the show. But let me warn you, the movie's different. Story-wise, it sums up everything really well. The director, Hiyori, has a whole different impression of the material, and you can see it in his style, especially with the character designs, and you won't get the ending unless you watch the show first. And in the last battle, when Mario and Nama's friends attack the host, the director has the host supercomputer too. So Mario and friends get overpowered, and they get hacking tools, but the post is just way more brute force. So Mario tries to protect herself using the enemy supercomputer. See him, if it overclocked, Mario goes with their own data, and she isn't physically overheated machine, so instead of going from the physical to the digital one, she's got a straddling line between the two of them. But nobody really knows what it'll do to Mario. So if the story, they'll leave it digital forever. Her friends try to stop her, but Mario heads for the supercomputer 80. That's just who he is, trying to protect the people and her own friends and the whole world. Then right, before she goes in, Nami steps in to try to stop her, but then she's got streaming down her face. Tears streaming down, but you begged her to go. Mario just smiles, says thank you to her rather. You know, that's the one person she's fought the most. Just think about it, making me cry all over again. Mitsuko is side nice. She's Maria's V, and she deserves it more. Maria heads over to the supercomputer. Giant firewall tries to stop her, but she uses her magic to get past it. Then you know, you dive right into the supercomputer, and you see this thing, the light comes shining out. Whoops, can't say no more. Anyways, you have to watch it for yourself. Just bring some tissues, because you're going to need them.
とまあ感動対策なわけよ。
Holy shit! That's pretty much it. You got all that?
What the fuck?
Whoa, you really got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Ah.
Cool.
Oh.
That's good to see you. Show you some interest. Just watch the first season of the anime. Then we could go more in depth.
Holy shit, he just kept going! Oh my god. Okay, you know, this is the perfect time to drink liquid because my throat!
Never demonstrating how to get the haters playing, and oh my god. You know, when they said that he was gonna do the short version, somehow I knew that's how it was gonna turn, but that was long. That was really long. That was really long.